whatever the series called. I didn't find a good name for it. I was going to call it Progress, but it seems a lame name. Um, so welcome to part 2, whatever the video series name. And hopefully this is the last part. I don't want to waste a third hour on this. And I should start trying my best to avoid the word waste. Since 2007 and I'm using this word way too much. And calm myself down even in front of the camera. And take a deep breath. So we talked in the first part about the old projects and where did I start. The idea of making a game engine or a map simulator. And in this part, we will talk about what did I do in these projects. So in the game engine 1, which was made in XNA, I created the map class that read the map data and generate the map class, and it have all the fire, all the creatures, and all the objects and all the items in each map object, and it even have its own maps as a static list. I wonder if it is a dictionary. It should be a dictionary. Yeah, I'm changing a lot of things into dictionaries. I wasn't that familiar with dictionary and I feared it will take too much data or too slow, but after I discovered it was some kind of advanced heap that can make finding objects really fast in your project, I start moving to that. I don't know any con for the dictionaries yet, and it seems they're really powerful. The only problem with dictionaries, if you are programming Unity 3D or these game engines and you're trying to use the C# script, you cannot write dictionary. It's a complex thing, so you cannot use dictionaries. I don't know why Unity 3D doesn't support dictionaries in C#, but yeah, one of the main reasons why I'm not using these engines, even though they support C#. Actually, Unity wasn't supporting C#. It supported it recently, like 2 years ago, a year ago or something. And of course I made the creature class, which is consists of players and AI. The AI is almost like empty code in there. And I made a controller which represent the player. I tried to make a network class and inherit the controller with a network object, or yeah, a network class that's supported by XNA, but I couldn't figure it out that much, and I'm not ready to support networks, to be honest, and I wasn't good in programming at that time as good as now. Even though this is just like 4 years ago, but actually there's a huge difference between now and 4 years ago. After working a lot on C# and taking starting my college for the second time and then enlisted in a master degree, I gain a lot of experience in programming. So hopefully I can figure out why that didn't work from the first time. And I was talking about the SSI and script in the last video, so no need to redundant to describe everything again. The dialogue system, the old dialogue system, supported Arabic, and the first font I made was way too small, unreadable, but it worked. The second font was readable but still too small, and I need to redo all of that again. I will try to figure out to make the font enlargeable without screwing up the pixels, and calculate the distance between them, and hopefully the distance between the letters when you enlarge the images. And I'll try to figure out how to make it better. To make the font enlargeable and print it anywhere on the screen by giving it the position of the menu where the text show, the size of the menu, and the size of the font. And hopefully the function will work. But this will take a lot of damn work. Even though I finished the decryption and encryption work, but the encryption between the Arabic ASCII language, or the Unicode Arabic Unicode to my own Arabic Unicode, or values. It's not a Unicode, it's just my own font system values. And then I made a timer class. This one screwed up a lot. I mean a lot. You can't imagine how much it screwed up. It took me a lot of time, more than the time I spent on my advanced animation system, which I started it in YouTube actually. I started kind of in the middle of YouTube, after I was sure how the design might look like actually. Then I start working on Engine 2, which have a multi-support for SSI, and I talked about that in a previous video. Menu component, and actually this is what I started in the Live Code TV. If I run the first episode in the Live Code TV, you'll see me working on that system. Someone is working on Monogame. I should watch these guys and see. I was trying the stream and I wasn't sure. Oh, look at that. Visual Basic, I believe 2011 or something? Or maybe 2012. So I was testing the menus. So I was in the middle of the code of the menu. I didn't start immediately from there. I'm not sure which version is this. But I stuck with 2010 for a very long time. I didn't move to 12 immediately. And when I moved to 12, I moved to 13 like in a few months. Like I didn't stay in 12 for a long time either. So I'm not sure which version is this. But I see myself have buttons in here. So I was in the middle of work and I was trying to drag it, I guess. So yeah. So I was working on the menu component at that time and it took me a while to finish it. Then I start my dialogue system that showed the text in here in English. Then I made it to support multi-languages and it's done. Except Arabic as once again, because Arabic doesn't use Latin-based letters and it has connected letters, and XNA and Monogames didn't support that. I don't know if it's supported now or not. If it's supported now, I'll kill myself because it took me a lot of time to make it work on XNA. It might start to support Chinese or Japanese or other connected type of language, but I don't think Arabic. I don't know why. I don't think a lot of people care so about Arabic. The interesting part recently, or actually a long time ago, EA is one of the first companies that start making their games with an Arabic caption. They knew the value in the Middle East that a lot of youngsters who play video games doesn't understand English, and they really like to see Arabic games. Actually, one of the last games they made, I don't know if it is from EA or not, but even Ubisoft as well have the same thing. I don't know Uncharted, who made Uncharted. I don't play video games that much, and whenever I play video games, I just play one game at a time, and not that interested, unfortunately, in them. Unfortunately, Uncharted 4. I saw my youngest brother. He told me, "Come look, I want to show you something," and the whole dialogue in audio was in Arabic, and the caption and their Arabic were hilarious. You cannot see even in comedy shows, Arabic people talk like that. But it was Arabic. It just some of the words like ahbal are just like God. No one say ahbal in Arabic. Just like what the hell? I don't think even Egyptian would say ahbal. I mean hibal. It's just I mean I don't know even if the grammar is correct with that word. It might be correct, but no one used that word. Even for exaggeration, just like God. So anyway. So in that time, I tried in here in Lifecode TV while I was working. I tried to upgrade my map simulator, which was made in Visual Basic Net, and no, it was horrible. The code was horrible. So I started a new project from the scratch, and I was going to call it Game Simulator, but I kept it as a map simulator, and I kept it as a map simulator too, and I add a lot of features in it. Like, let me run the project. It will be better to show you instead of saying things on the fly. And once again, I need to shut up my stupid brain. It doesn't want to shut up. Sorry, shut down. Shut up. I don't know. I don't know how to put it. Shut down is a problem because I don't want to shut down my brain. Oh, look at me. I immediately open a game file because my brain is automatically programmed to do that. Because it has been a long time while I was working on the game file. It seems I didn't load the game file, did I? Even though I said edit, but so this is an updated map, I guess, for the same testing map that I run Engine 2 in the first video. And I add a few features because one of the times my youngest brother tried to make a map in my old map simulator, and he got a lot of difficulties to figure out the how solid these walls are, they solid or not, because whenever you bring a brush, did I say brush that you put it in a map, this one is not solid. Solid means that the character can cross them, can just walk over them. Fire solid means the fire cannot it hit the wall. Like, wow, my language is dead. So anyhow, he tried to make this map with the old map simulator, and it was screwed up because he cannot tell from the looking at these stuff which one is solid or not. If you notice in here, there's a number. This represents the data value for these blocks. And I told him, if you want to know if this is solid or not, you need to figure out the number in here. If this is solid, I will add a 1 at one of them binary numbers. And if this is a fire solid, I add another value. I believe 16 and 32 or something. So, yeah, this one is 16. And this one should be 32, if I'm not mistaken. Or something. So I was like, yeah, you should do that. I was like, eh? Oh, no, sorry, this is 8. So this is the third bit, and this is the fourth bit. So one of the features I add is to check the attribute. And here he can tell if it is red, then it's solid. If it is there's no line, then it's not solid in any type. If it is blue, then it's a fire solid. And if it is both, then it is purple. So he made this part right, but the door he screwed it up. Like you see this part. And there were a lot of issues. One of the main issues now is how can I make this solid that the character can go up or come from down to here, but solid only from the top, so the character can stand on this part. So stuff like that. So partially solid, I don't know how to put it. For example, in here. So my brother was trying to do that by preventing the character to come from here, so the character can stand in here. But actually, I might change how this behave by adding more data or manipulate the data to show which side of solidness is the objects on represent in the map. So yeah. So this is one of the features that I add to the map. The other feature which I didn't fix yet is the minimap, because I changed the resources of the maps and the sprites, how they get saved in the data structure. Before, every map save its own backgrounds and its own sprites for the brushes. Now the game file is the one who is responsible on saving the things. So when I start developing the game file, I fix this thing to load the images from the game file, but I didn't fix the minimap. The grid, well, it's just a grid. Yeah. And the background setting, which I need to upgrade to make the background, if they move vertically or horizontally with a different speed, depends on the player. And having transparent backgrounds. So we need to add a lot of this stuff in here. And testing, you can select an engine and the engine path, and you test the map immediately in that engine. But unfortunately this won't work anymore because the engine itself doesn't run the maps anymore. I decoupled the game from the engine, and the engine will do the calculation and hold the sprites and everything, but the game project itself run the maps. So the whole thing is not going to be the same way. So I might remove this feature or change it to select a game instead of select an engine path. And a help menu. Of course, this need update and need to add more stuff to this. And about page too. Oh wow, it has the date when I started that. Look at that. At the beginning of the month 8 or around. At the end of month 7. Interesting. Very, very interesting. And I lost what I was going to say. So let's see what's next. And all of a sudden at September I started the idea, why not make a game file? Until now I'm not done with this yet. So the idea of having an engine that run the game and I will copy the engine over and over for every game I make was kinda silly. But you see, as an experienced programmer like me and someone who haven't done anything grand in his life yet, I learned slowly by doing stuff. Unfortunately, I was planning to join a company to learn all these kinds of things, but fate didn't allow that, so what to do? So I decided let's do it by myself, just like old times. Learning Visual Basic 6 and 5 by myself without a book and internet, learning how to program Java in the college, in my free time how to do different stuff that they don't teach. And all of that crap is just, as an expert in introversion, I guess, I like to do stuff by myself, and I don't know. It take more time, but I feel better about it. Maybe, I guess. Unfortunately, it just take too much time if you ask me. Better to, yeah, what to do. So anyway, instead of changing the perspective of this stream and make it into dramatic, let's just keep on and see. So this is what I have done so far, or what I was doing all these months, around a year. Actually, if the map simulator started at month 7 last year, and I start working on that after around a month or two. So yeah, I believe I start working on this project then on. So I start working on the map simulator before August, right? But I was working on that before that by around 2 months. So yeah, it has been around a year since I start working on this project, the game engine and the map simulator. Even though before I started all of this, I was planning to pick a different project actually. I have a big project deal with social science, and I will explain that project later on. But that project required a lot of experience in doing stuff for the users, for the common users, and need a lot of experience doing projects on the internet, and need a lot of experience of business as well. And it required a sponsor, and it required dealing with a database that made by another association. So I'm not ready yet for that. I felt I wasn't ready for that, so I was like, let's pick another project. And I have a third project that deal with how to put it, to calculate emotions and give them formulas. Actually, it's a weird project that I was trying to do, and it required a strong AI and a lot of statistics and dealing with math, and I'm not ready for that either. And that won't make any money, and no one will care about it, I guess. Maybe a Kickstarter or something or whatever, but seriously, Kickstarter already have a lot of stupid programs and stupid projects, and I don't want to jump behind all of these guys or jump after them. It just feel wrong. So I figured that maybe if I start making a game, the game engine is an old project that I already worked on, as you can see, while I was in college. And maybe people would like to see a game that made by Arabic guy. So here I am. I'm still in this space. I'm still dealing with the game engine. I'm doing the data integrity, and I have a lot to do. So what do I need to do to finish all of that? What is left? So this is a list. I will just copy it and start talking about it. So what is left? First, I need to finish the data integrity, or the integrity system, to make sure that the animations, whenever I delete some data and try to save the file, or some of the parts are missing, the system will tell me no. You have missing data, you will crash the system, you cannot do that. And support me and give me the ability to fix that by deleting everything that has missing data or something. Then I need to start working on engine 3, which actually this one. So this here in the game engine is not a game anymore. It doesn't have a game solution. So I cannot run it because it doesn't have something to run. Why? Because I decoupled the thing. This thing is decoupled. It doesn't have a program anymore. Instead, it has the game core file, which is the old core file that support the game file. Later on, I will use this platform to represent more than games, to represent different stuff. and use the interpreter and the dialogue system to make it like programs, you know. So my social project, actually, I'll try to connect this with the internet and see if there's a way to connect monogame to work on the browser, or maybe .NET. I will figure out a way and use the same system and make it take files, just like to take the game file or take a program file, and it run the program and support the Arabic that I made, even for devices. Like imagine a cell phone that doesn't support Arabic. Even if it doesn't support Arabic, but it does support the browser or something, then it can show my own Arabic in it. So that's the plan. That's the plan. So I need to finish this and make it work on the game engine, at least the game files. And whenever I make a game, it used this engine as a reference, and I never done that before, to be honest. I have no clue how to do that, and it will be a good experience to learn how to deal with this, and hopefully it will work. Hopefully it will work. I mean, a lot of people do that. I should be able to do that. Then I need to start the game project itself, make the game menu, and try to make the things work, like the animation class and the action condition and everything. So when you enter the game, I need to see if the character can move based on the action condition class that I was working on. Then I need to return back, to the game simulator and work on the attack and the fire, the new fire class. In the old engine, as you can remember, if I run it in here, let me run it from here immediately. There is already fire. Why I'm not using that? Well, this is just a placeholder, actually. This fire is calculated. It detects the objects in a fixed way. It doesn't have a rectangle for the collision. If you are familiar with my work, every animation frame can have a different collision, and the characters themselves can have different collision. And this engine, the fire is calculated manually. Fixed calculation depends on the objects. So even if the objects get larger, it will still hit the same collision area. It's not calculated, and I'm trying to fix that. I'm trying to change all of that. I don't know how will I rotate the rectangle in this case, to be honest, but hopefully I can figure it out. Hopefully I can. I might not ever use this feature, but the engine already have it, so I might never ever use this feature, but it exists. It just exists. I could rotate the image. Why not? So maybe I will find a way to rotate the rectangle for the collision, even though it's a rectangle class. Maybe it's all about math calculation as usual. So the rectangle, it will stay drawn as a rectangle, but using some math formula tricks. Depends on the rotate value. Yeah, that's the only way to solve it, I believe. It's an illusion. It's all an illusion. So yeah, I'll keep that on. Maybe it will crash and find an error. Oh, just good. Then I need to add physics, because this is a platform game. I need to deal with gravity and the character falling, and have different states for falling and jumping and all of this stuff. Then I need to add a new object class. Great. You see, objects have fixed size in my code now, and fixed fire collision again, and I need to change that. I need to make the objects to support different size, different collision, and not only that, how to put it, if you have a large object and you want to push it too, I need to trigger and find out and deal with the different sizes, even with these stuff. For example, if I want to add a large block that only can be pushed if 3 different players push it on the same side, that will require a lot of work, and I need to make such things. Um, so imagine there's a game, and there are 2 teams, and you need to push a rock or rocks or whatever. So if one push it on the left, and 3 guys push it on the right, then it won't move too. It needs 4 guys to push it on the right, so it cancels the guy on the left. And this is just a simple example of all these issues. So it need a trigger, and not only trigger, now we need to support multi-listeners too, if we want to add such a thing. Sorry, multi-triggers and 1 listener. So you see, it will be a huge mess. It will be a huge mess. So I don't know. Whenever you watch me in the future and you see me crying and screaming on the camera while I'm doing the work, you will know that I reached that part. Just to let you know already. So I might concern with the size and the support of the trigger and the listener for a single one for the size, and think about that condition later on. So actually I'll add it here. So this is a very good example that I came up from out of nowhere, and I need to make a note of it because this is really. I mean, if you see a feature in a game like this, any game, if it supports a feature like this, you know there's a lot of effort behind it, and people appreciate this kind of effort, and I want to achieve that. I really want to achieve that. Support Arabic, even though the dialog already have encryption and decryption for Arabic. I already made that thing and I already fixed it twice, not only once. But the engine doesn't show the new Arabic encryption and decryption. Actually, it's the same kind of formula, but the logic table is written in different way. So let me load a file. Apparently when I edit a file and I say cancel instead of save, it doesn't load. Unfortunately, you need to load a map to get access to other stuff, because before this system only edit maps, didn't have a file, so I need to change that. Welcome to the script wizard menu. This is exactly how much work I put on it. None. So this thing is quite actually complicated. So we can add a dialog key to represent the dialog object. And this dialog key can have choices. So I didn't speak about that. Maybe someday when I demonstrate it, be able to demonstrate it, I can show you what the hell is this. So we have 2 languages in the system. We can add more. So let's say I have the word hello, and in Arabic it doesn't have anything because I didn't add anything in Arabic yet. So in Arabic I can add this, even though it's not the same word, this will be better. So I can make a comparison on the left to see what's this dialogue say in different languages. So if I have another dialogue and say goodbye, in Arabic and in English goodbye, and return back, it still have the same value of K1. So these are dialogue objects, and of course it could be a full dialogue. And I can compare it with the other languages that I have. And whenever you have Arabic, you can see the encryption for it. The encryption value. Is this the last work I made? I don't know. And the encryption will show you, oh yeah, this is the last work. So when I click on encryption, this page will still keep its values in Arabic. So when I go to K2, I'll see the encryption for this dialogue too. Of course, the encryption only for the Arabic. English, I don't need to encrypt it. So when my system take these values, it can figure out which letter is he dealing with. So let me show you if I have a letter that can be connected from the middle and the end, like seen. This is seen, and this is 3 letters of seen that's connected from the end, connected from the beginning, and connected from both sides. And this one connected from the end only, and this one connected from the end only. And when I encrypt, you see the original letter have different value than all of them, because this one is not connected from any side, so it has its own value, and the one is connected after has the original value plus 1. The one is connected at the end have the original value plus 2, and the one that's connected from both sides plus 3. So this is the algorithm. This is a different letter, so it has the value 21. Remember, Arabic is a language written from the right to the left. So the computer doesn't see that, unfortunately. You see it from the left to the right. And this is one of the biggest issues dealing with Arabic when you program it. Maybe not the biggest issue. The biggest issue is this abomination. It's just you need to represent each letter with different value to know which shape does it take. And this one is only connected from the end. So if you remember the one connected from the end, didn't I say, oh sorry, this one is connected from the end because left to right. So the one connected from the beginning, sorry to confuse you. This one is this one. Even though it's the last letter in Arabic, the computer see it, the last letter is for the rightmost. But the language see it from the last left. It's really confusing. So this one is plus 1 to the original value. This one is plus 2. This one is the same this one. So both of them have the value 70. Do you see that? Same with this one and this one. Both have the value 69. So I made this and it's complete, but the game engine doesn't take these numbers and turn them into values yet in the new system. What I mean, if I go back to the game engine again, sometimes I wish if my artist and my brother and my game designer and even my sister see this work to see, and even my oldest brother and my dad won't, even my dad, to see this work, to see How much suffering did I put to get this one? So I will open you an old dialogue system, this one, and this one is in English, as you can see. This one doesn't have choices support, doesn't have button support, but it's my earliest dialogue system, and this is, I made this in version 1. And it has the Arabic version. Which button was it? Ah, there you go. So the Arabic one, it's already exists in the old system, but not the new system. Why? Because this is fixed on the screen. This is exactly started from here and exactly ended here. And it's fixed in the size of the font. So it has several issues, and the code is not that clean. Again, I made this in around 2011 or something. I just wrote that. I found out the dates and everything. So yeah, around 2010, 2011. So the code, I could make it better. So I will start over. And whatever I'm going to do with it, whoops. So here I'm testing the ends of the line. Even though the whole dialogue is one string, but it's separated in 8 lines and everything. But now I wanted to work on these. So as you can see, these things are random Espanol gibberish. And you can change it with one click, one trigger. It just tell you change the language and it change it. And it loaded and separate the lines, and it try its best to not get out of the component. Unless if it is the buttons and there's no space, then what to do? So where's the other key? There's a key to change to Espanol back. I forgot which key. Too bad. So anyway, I want to do this again with Arabic. And not only with Arabic, I want the Arabic font to be enlargeable. And I might need to make the English font and the Latin-based language fonts to have different sizes too. So I need to work on that. This is one of the day. It's really important to do that. So where were we? Yeah, part 9. See, even describing these take too long. Even just the description. One of the classes that XNA used to support and all of a sudden it disappeared. They cut the support and Monogame is still struggling to make a support or something, is the video support. I really need to make a way to make cutscenes, and a lot of games just play the cutscene as the gameplay itself. It's not the video. And I was thinking to do the same, just to move the characters, activate triggers for the dialogues and stuff, as a bunch of commands and timelines to make the cutscene. But I really want to support videos cutscenes too. I don't know, MB4 or something. So I will try to figure out. There's a video manager class in XNA, but Monogame didn't support it. I don't know if they support it now or not. I didn't follow the last updates for Monogame. But whenever I reach to this point, after a year or two, I will check it out, and hopefully they will have a way to support videos. Because it will be really, really nice to have videos in the game engine. Then I need to, maybe this one is before this one actually. So I can take it out. Before I think about videos, I should take care of the audio and the music. Then I will worry about the back system and inventory system. And this is going to be part of the game. I don't think I will include it in the engine, because RTS games doesn't need inventory, for example. Maybe there's a way to make RTS have an inventory system, but anyway, Quest system. Actually, I have a quest class since Engine 1, but it's empty. So I have a lot of ideas how to make the quest class, the side quests, the main quests, the quest mapping. It required an advanced data structure, or maybe even a mediocre data structure, to make the connections. And hopefully it will be fun to do the system, not like the stupid game file. Then I'll add more polished stuff to the map design and everything, and start making the game. Start building the maps for the games. Then working on the save and load data for the game itself, and work on the encryption so people won't cheat in it, or decrease the amount of people that cheats on the game. And work on my website to sell the games. And then testing the game and send it to the reviewers and everything. There's a lot of things that I need to do in the middle, and I don't know when I will work on, like check the integrity of the whole system. This is definitely will be between these lines before I start working on the system, the game itself. Network support might be not in the first project, not the second project, not the third project. Way later. I will try my best to make co-op features in my early games, but not network support. Network support will add a huge layer of problems. Not only a problem, a layer of problems. Because it might screw up with everything in the system. Everything, literally. So adding a network is not the first thing you need to think about whenever you design an infrastructure for your system. It's just not a good idea. And I'm really in this online accounts like Minecraft. You have an online account and you can access any network, and your skin is just loaded automatically from the online account. I really love and adore that idea. I really love it. And I want to do something like that, but more complex. Like to save all your achievements all the time, all the points in my own games. Like similar to Steam account, but you can see the data inside the games themselves. And maybe even equipments. So you can trade your items between different games and even inside your local machine. If you have an account online and you get a card, an RTS game, and you enter the card games that I made, you can move it from the RTS game to the card game and use it. I want to do that. I really want to do that. And this is even bigger issue than the network support. Demos for the game, and like this video, I consider this video a demo. What I have done, what I was doing, and show you some of the stuff. I consider this as a demo. Beta version, pathfinding for RTS. This is way later when I start working on my RTS game. Way later. I have in my mind an RTS game that deal with politics and stuff. Yeah, and even religion actually. I will keep that for when I work on the RTS. Partial map loading for online games, and not online games, but in particular huge world, open world RPG games. So I need something to load only the maps that activated. And that's it. I have nothing to add. So thank you for watching. I'm sorry I don't have a last advice or last hope or last comments, but let's try to estimate how much work will that. No, I'm really bad at estimating. I thought I would finish the integrated system in a week, and look at me. It's already been a week and something, and I didn't finish it. So I'm really bad at estimating. Don't let me estimate this. But as you can see, this is taking way too long. I mean, this alone, this sucker alone, this game file thing alone, is taking way too long. It's taking just. I started it in September 11 or something last year. So look at that. Freaking September. Freaking September 2015, of course. It's just way too much. And I thought, oh, I will finish it in October, late October, like 30, and maybe November. Maybe I'll finish it at early November. And I'm still screwing with it. I'm still working on it. The thing is, when I start the idea, I was like, oh, let's save only the images and save whoever used the image will only have the string, the name of the image, and it will call the image data from a dictionary from the game file. And I'll save the animations and characters. That's it. That's the whole game file. That was the idea. And look at it. Look at it now. Save even the control, not the whole control, but to deal with the control, with the skills, with the status, with. I was even trying to implement a way to point out that this game is RTS or platform inside the game file, and I might do that when I have different games. So I'm going even to that level. It's just a lot of things start to shift from the game engine to the game file. And this is what's called data driven. I start to make more stuff as data driven than I don't know what's the other part or the other concept name. As code driven, I guess. I guess it's called code driven. It's just a wild guess, but and it's still working on it. I'm still freaking working on it. So hopefully, I'll try my best to finish the integrity before the month ended, so I can finally work on Game Engine version 3 and finally see Walker walking. And wish me best luck. Thank you for watching, and see you in the data integrity part 15 or something.